Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Alrighty. Good. Why is it so freaking cold in here? Jesse, are you having that problem? No. Wait, am I live already? Just a second. We are live. Okay. Well, it's a bit early, but I might as well start. Might as well just start, right? I think I'm gonna wait a few more minutes, see if anybody's watching. Wait till 8ish or so. Okay, might as well just starty here. Starty. Thinking alrighty. Okay. So it is Wednesday, December 2nd. It's the third day of our full trading week. SPY is looking to open red because we did close very high. We closed at 366.02, so basically 366 even. And we're looking to open more down by the 365 zone, may bounce back up to 365 by the time we open here in about 30 minutes. We didn't place many trades yesterday. I did get squeezed out of a call spread that I sold here on. I sold it here on open on a really high wick. It got close enough to my strikes. It was a 366 leg. So we actually opened basically in the money. I went ahead and closed that one out, and I opened some more further away from the money where I got about 10 to 20 cents credit per 100 per dollar spread. So we kind of moved those up. So now our lowest call spread is 373. Yeah. And that will open significantly lower today, which will be good. Lots of volume here on that candle there, about 70,000 shares, close to it. Um, I've been testing a new trading strategy, and I used it some yesterday. Um, I have to be I'm taking this very slowly, and yeah, we're gonna see where it goes. Let me check this out real quick. Let's see. Close that out. So, reconnection. Okay, are we back? Okay, sorry about that. My computer's kind of freezing up on me. Um, ooh, that's pretty. Okay. I'm gonna close this out, see if our computer will run a bit faster. I'm gonna open my little notes app here and pull up some of the things, the criteria that I am using when I am uh, when I am trading this. So we'll see if it works well at all. Let's close that out. Okay. So we're most likely going to open green today, as the volatility is going to be a little bit lower to open. And we have basically the huge cool off from here. I mean, this was all-time highs there. So see if our notes app is open here. Here we go. Okay. So when making my trade, I take into factor three things. I take into factor the MACD, I factor the RSI, and I factor the 9-period SMA. I put 9-day. Let's change that to period. Okay. With the MACD, the lines must cross at or before your entry. So let's go back and look at an example of where I would have used this, and then I'll see if I can find a couple times today where it would have worked. Here was a place where you could have entered. This wasn't the best spot because the MACD line cross was not that low. Right here it's 0.2. I don't think, let's see, what was the RSI at? No, RSI was over 50. We wouldn't have counted that. Let's see where I had a successful trade earlier. Right here. This was a good one. It's not cherry picked. It's just a place where I thought it was good enough where I would do it. So here the MACD was 0.05 above the MACD, above the 0 line. So that was an entry point. The line cross must happen at or before point of entry. We entered right here, and that is right where we got our cross. So that was my entry. The RSI must be at or below 50 and trending in the trade direction. Yes. And right here, RSI was at about 50 even. So that's about where the lowest I would go. This is if I was shorting. And then for the 9-period SMA, you wait for one candle to open and close below or above the 9-period simple moving average. You could have counted this one. I counted this one and got in here. You could have counted it here and gotten in there. That would have been a bit more solid, but the RSI was lower at that point. I'm going to do some more back testing and see if we need to factor in anything else on the 5-minute chart or the 1 hour or 1 day chart in order to figure out a better direction. But the max amount of time you're going to be in this trade is 10 minutes. Because if you are not stopped out by anything else, you immediately take your profit at 10 minutes. Because 10 minutes is when most of your profit is going to be realized. In this particular case, you would have made more if you kept holding it. Maybe I could change it where, okay, after 10 minutes, you can't have more than 25% in the trade, or more than 12.5%. You have to take out half 2 times. That'll be 3 times actually. So we'll see, but I'm gonna keep changing it. It's only been a few days since I officially started assembling this strategy. The thing that makes it unique is that I have a lot of different stops. So here are some of my stop loss signals. The RSI moves 5 points against trade direction. So if I'm looking at this here, the RSI gets down to, let's see, where is this? About 34, and this is 37. We would not have been stopped out here. If it ticked up to 39 or 40, that's when you take your profits or your loss, whatever it is, that's when you get out. In this case, you would have held the RSI all the way down to 13, but I also have a couple RSI things here. Another stop loss is if you get a validation candle against the trade direction. So if a candle were to open and close above the 9-period SMA like this, just take your loss, take your profit, whatever it is, get out after you see that. Or the open of a third weakening MACD bar. So a third weakening MACD bar would be this guy right here. So you have dark gray, dark gray, dark gray, dark gray, light gray, just one dark gray, then 2 light gray, 2 light gray, 1 light gray. This is the only one where you have 3 in a row. And that's just the weakening of the trend. And as you can see, that actually would have gotten you out a little bit before waiting for a validation candle. So it's a bit tighter of a stop, but I like to go off those indicators. You actually would have been stopped up by the RSI before then, because 13 rose up to 24. I mean, 18 is already down here. That's where you would have gotten out. You would have gotten out here on this candle, basically when it closed here. That's where you would have taken your profit. But I also have a couple things where you take half out. On the longs, let's look at the shorts first, because that's the one we'd be doing here. Shorts, take half out if the RSI reaches 40. So if we entered here, the RSI reaches 40 right here. So on this candle, we would have taken some out. Then we would have done it again when it reaches 30. It doesn't look like it reaches 30 till about here, which would be on this candle. Take profit, and then take out the rest regardless at 20. And it gets to 20 right here. You normally do not see drops this big. So I'm not going to factor in anything for that. I will change it a bit to say, okay, maybe if it flies through 20, we'll hold part of it and see if it keeps going. Something like that. But again, the 10-minute time frame I had where, see, let's just move this down. Is that going to be a vertical line? Okay. I don't know if that's completely vertical. I'm just going to redo it. But this is something where, I know this one's vertical. Duplicate drawing. That one up here. So that's your entry. And then a few of your exits. The RSI reaching to 30, you would take some profit out here. Take half out there. And then you would take half out here on this candle. And then you would take another half out on, let's see, where is it getting under 20 right there? You would take another half out on this drop. So that's when you might take, you've taken half out here, you've taken half out here, you've taken half out here, and then you go down, and then you could have held 12.5% and say, you know what, I think this is a good place to take profit here. It kind of evens out your profit. But your first little take profits are tiny, just chipping away, not even barely getting the commission back. But you're trading it in the right direction, getting into the position, and kind of getting comfortable with sitting there watching what happens. So I might change it where the RSI has to go to, 38, or a little bit further, a little bit shorter, just so it's kind of a step ahead or a step behind other people that might be using big landmark numbers. I think that would be a good psychology strategy to use. And then on the longs, it's basically backwards, where if the RSI reaches 60, You take half, reaches 70, take out half, and then close the rest at 80. Then close half again. And then we're going to try these different strategies and see which ones would have made more money. Let's see. So that'll be my day trade strategy that I'll use as soon as I actually have enough capital to actually, actually day trade in cash. We are nearing the 365 level again. That's a level I'll be watching. Let's zoom out here and label some key levels on SPY. To the downside, we have 364.25. Zoom in here and get 25. I like that multiple of 25, I think, is a good level to short on. Okay. To the upside, we have all-time highs at 367.68, so we can just put 70. Put 70 here. So there's your all-time highs up there. Lows for the last couple of days here. And then maybe a pre-market. This resistance was met here, 365.65 was a level to the upside that they were testing. So let's label this one as green. And label this one as green. This slanted red line on the chart is part of my wedge pattern I had out. I don't even know when that was. I think that was from earlier in the day. Yeah, that was from, if I zoom out here, I can kind of show you. We had a wedge breakout here. Broke out of it to the upside, actually blew back down through it to the downside, and used that bottom line as a resistance for a while. But I think we're done using those lines. I don't know if we're really going to run off those anymore. You can see some of these, we'd have some entry points here. These are some of the entry points I would have labeled. This would have been reason for a short. This would have been reason for a short. And then you had a long here. How would you have been stopped out on this one? Well, the RSI went from 50 to 44-ish. That probably would have been a stop. I'm thinking of making the RSI a little bit more lenient, maybe a 6-point RSI to hold through those things. We obviously didn't break through the 9-period simple moving average, so that would not have been a way to get out of there. Third weakening MACD candle occurred here after we had a candle open and close below, so that one would have closed us out first. And then we had the RSI that would have closed us out first as well. That goes to 42 from about 51. So you probably would have been closed out right about here. Our entry was right about here. So we might have probably been break even on that one. But I like to use this strategy when there's higher option liquidity, but not in the first 30 minutes of open. This one right here would have been a good short right here. This was a perfect one because this happened actually. Let's see, this happened. See, 9:25, so 8:30, 9. So this is a little bit less than an hour into open. You had the line cross on the MACD. High RSI was above 50. And then you had a candle close below the 9-period simple moving average. Here's where you would have entered. Let's go to the 25 level and go down 50 cents, 75, and then make sure that our angle is exactly 90 degrees. That's our entry. Okay, we would have gotten in right there. Alrighty, and then let's see what we would have been stopped out of first. So have RSI at 68, slowly goes down. We get to about 57, go back up to 60. So we were not stopped out of RSI until right about here. We would not have been stopped out till there. We got a pretty good clean move on this. We had the MACD line cross, no weakening bars until here. And then the actual validation candle opened here. So where would we have started to take profit? Well, we would have taken some of our profit when the RSI reached 40. And since it's so high above 50 right now, we don't reach 40 on the RSI until right here, which is on this guy right here. So that's where we're going to duplicate drawing, move it to right there. That's where we would have taken profit. Edit properties, make this guy green. That's where you take some profit. Okay. You would have taken out more when it reaches 20. So actually, no, this is 30 right there. We would have taken out some more. Edit properties. No, sorry, we're just going to duplicate it. Right there, we would have taken out more. Move it over one. Okay. That's where we would have taken some more profit. And then we have the first stop we would get, MACD wouldn't happen until here. So the MACD weakening bar is basically, it's about to hit the 9-period simple moving average. That's from our experience. We had the RSI high enough where it was above 0.25. I'm trying to find out what number, because the MACD numbers change sometimes on me. I don't know exactly what number I should use. I need some caffeine. So then the lowest we get on RSI is about 27. We raised to about 32, which is right about here. That's where you would have taken your profit, right about there. That's probably about the same amount that you're going to get from where you took your profit there. So take profit again here. RSI rose 5 points. And then you're out of the trade. Unless we change it and say that you can keep 12.5% in and keep waiting. But at this point, I think you're best off just exiting everything here. So half, the rest. So if we're doing 32 options, or so, let's say we're doing 100. You do 100 options, you exit 50 here, you exit 25 here, you exit the other 25 here. Now, I'm still working out what type of option strategy would be the best when it comes to profitability. You have multiple options here. I've been working out the probabilities of a few. Let's see if I can close this. If I can close this off, I can kind of bring this up on the screen, but I do not want to have this up there. I want to close that. Why don't you let me... I want to be able to scroll that over. Okay. Let's see. I think I don't want to put this up on there right now because there's a few things that are kind of in the way there. So I'm just gonna wait on it. But I have a thing here where I'm factoring in an at-the-money debit spread. An at-the-money debit spread is basically a spread where you buy the in-the-money option. You buy this in-the-money call, and then you sell the first call out of the money. So the difference in price between those two at this point would be about, is at 70. See, wait. If we just do this and we want to buy a vertical, it's going to be about 80 cents. This is for ones that expired, actually. Excuse me. We don't want to do these. Is it? Is it ones that expired? What is today? December 2nd. Yeah, so... Sorry, we're looking at the wrong ones. We want to look at these. No, this is what we're looking at. Looks like they closed at $80 apart. Okay, well, that's going to change because the stock's back down. But anyways, if they close at they close at 366 even, we're going to do this one. This is one where we buy a vertical. Here you can see the natural ask is about 47, and then your mid is about 45. But we're doing about 45 bucks, about $3 per commission, $3 of commissions to get in and out of the trade. So you need about a $3 profit to break even. And then on days where the option expires, you could potentially double money on some of those moves if they're close enough to close. But that's one strategy. And the other two are either longing the naked in the money call, the 366 call, or longing the naked out of the money call and the 367 call. And when you do the out of the money call, you can make more when you're right, but you lose more when you're wrong. And I need to factor after commissions which one on average is going to make you the most percentage wise. So I'm going to be working out probabilities of that today, finding out which ones are going to work best for me. We might even entertain out of the money debit spreads if you went one out of the money or one into the money to kind of get rid of some of the liquidity. And we are falling back off here. Cross above 25 on the MACD. Okay. Okay. So we'll watch some of those levels. But yeah, I gotta try out a couple more things with this strategy. I'm gonna back test a couple hundred more times on some trades after close. I will be working now, but there are a couple of times just back testing what it would have done on any given day. Maybe that's something I could have my dad do. I'm gonna take a quick minutes. Okay, we're back, and we have dropped a little bit. We aren't live, are we? Yeah, we are. We are live here on the chart. Okay, so they did have that big drop, but they dropped off further. Okay, they went all the way down to the 50 level. That's not what we labeled though. We labeled 25, so they didn't quite get down there, which is good. We don't want to see it drop off that big right at open. Okay, pull my notes app back up. So I have a few different times I did this trade already. The third time was kind of a fluke because on every trade before commissions I lost exactly $1 on the trade. But there were a couple of other places where I should have taken the stop. But anyways, we're going to ignore that one. We're just going to look at trade 1 and trade 2. So on trade 1, we tried the at-the-money debit spread. We also got an at-the-money naked long and an out-of-the-money naked long, and we wanted to see how much each of those would move in comparison to each other, which one would be the best bang for your buck if you had, say, $1,000 for it. So what we did an at-the-money debit spread. We bought it for 48 cents, and our average sell price after following all of the things, it looks like on this trade we sold half when it reached 40 RSI, so we were shorting it, sold rest of the position after the RSI moved 5 points against the direction. The average sell price of our debit spread was 53 cents. So our total P&L per contract was $5. P&L after commission was only $2 or 4.16%. If we had $1,000 in there, then we're making about $41.06. So that's a pretty good trade right there. Looking at our at-the-money naked long, we paid $1.76. Our average sell price on those steps was $1.86.5. Our total P&L was $10.50 or 5.96%. After commissions, it was brought down to 9 or 5.11%. So over 5% on that. So that would have made us about $50 per 1,000. That's not right. It'd be it's not 500, is it? Let me think. It's 50%. 5% of 1,000. That's $50. Yeah. And then we wait. It's 5% of 1,000. It's 50, right? It doesn't. Okay, it is 50. That's what I thought. And then you're at the money. You're out of the money naked. Short. Well, it'd be a long. No matter which direction it's in. We bought that one for $1.23. We sold them for an average of $1.35 for a P&L of $12 or 9.75% after commissions, which is about $1.50 here on Thinkorswim. We made about 8.53%. On the second one, we were stopped out by a validation candle and rising RSI. We probably should have looked and seen if we would have been stopped up by one of the other things first. For instance, the third straight weakening MACD bar, which actually would have gotten us out on the candle before. That would have gotten us out here. So basically, if the candle touches it, that's when you would have been out. And then the third one, we just lost $1 on everything. So basically, we just hold a trade and took advantage, let someone else take advantage of the theta for about 5 minutes, which is how long we were in there. So we'll see if there's any time where we can back test it here today. I do have to go work later today, which is fun. It's my first day, so we'll see how that goes. But we will have to look into the analytics of how much you're making per trade, how much you're losing per trade, and if you're coming out ahead every day. And that's something I'll do on the on-demand feature here on Thinkorswim. Moderna shares move higher. CEO says some countries who have already entered supply agreements are discussing to buy more vaccine doses. Okay. Having the market go up a little bit, but they were already so grossly high up here. Sold some spreads up there, so we'll see where they open. We're opening in like less than a minute. Shoot. We got 20 seconds, just about. It looks like we're going to open above the 9-period simple moving average on the 1 minute, just at it on the 5 minute, above it on the 1 day, and below it on the 1 hour. MACD lines pointing to a turn to the downs. All the other ones contradicting, so not so sure. We will see what happens. We open in 3, 2, 1, and we are open. So we will see what the market is going to do today. Lots of volume, up to 300,000, 400,000 shares. White to start, but we are again down about 0.35% to start the day. Wicked up to the 180 MA and immediately fell back down to the 9-period simple moving average. Let's see how our little Robinhood account is doing today. We're up 2%, $11. Because a lot of the fears from yesterday are kind of going away. The 373, 374 call spread is still $6 more than what we sold it for a couple of days ago. So we would like for that to go a little bit lower. We're back to break even on our 350, 376 iron condor, which is actually balanced to the upside. It's unbalanced to the upside. It's 376, 378 iron condor, but the side on the bottom is just $1 wide, up to about 500,000 shares now in the opening minute. Our 343, 380 iron condor dropped down to $17. We sold that one for $20, and back up to $18 now, but we're up $2 on that all time. Yeah, 373, 374 call spread still worth at 17, and then we have a 357, 356 put spread, which is $7 away, and that one expires on December 9th. I just wanted that one as a hedge against some of my calls right now. We will see if we need to close out of that later today, but I have to wait about 30 minutes before I open or close any trades for the day. Unless they're just dead from earnings or something, but that is not going to happen right now. Benzinga, White House Economic Advisor Kudlow says, gigantic $3 trillion assistance bill is off the table. Says outgoing administration wants a targeted bill, direct payments. Yep. I don't want to hear any yada yada yada. Get checks out. That was your job. I'm not gonna be like, normally I'm not like rude about this sort of thing, but they kind of promised months ago that we were gonna have multiple checks by now, and we haven't even had 2. It's ridiculous. I'm not even gonna be one of the people receiving checks. I'm frustrated. Like, so many people around me are like, why is it not here yet? Why? Anyway, that's going, whether or not the optimism, whether or not we're going to get a check is going to shoot the market up a ton, shoot it down a ton. Because, yeah, Pelosi controls the market now, I guess. Let's see here. Trump may announce for 2024 on Inauguration Day, but won't show up. Yep, I knew that. Big drop on open, down to 364.50. Tested the 40 level, so about 15 cents off that pre-market low. See if our call spreads are in the green yet. This iron condor is in the green now. Put spread is down $4 up to 15. And our call spread is down to 16. So we're up 6 on that. So we're almost back to break even, and our little account is up 2% today. So good bounce back from yesterday. Another drop. S&P 500 futures fall after markets open, down 0.4%. And we are nearing that 25 level. That would be a short. But that's not how I trade. That is a level you can trade off of. You can just short it through that bottom, because if that level has failed, then that's kind of a supply zone there where people were buying it in. So we'll see what happens when they get there. If they get there, looks like they're going to. We had a similar drop-off open yesterday. It looked like it was nothing but downhill. When that was when the indicators were way more optimistic about a downward turn, immediately shot up to all-time highs. So I had to keep watching that. Today feels a bit different, though. Every day feels different. I'm going to remove this drawing. I don't need these tiny little drawings here you can barely see anymore. So we'll look and see if we have any good entries or good exit points here for some trading analysis. We're actually going to delete this trade. I don't like this one here. This one was just when we lost $1 on everything. Control V, gonna post that chart there. Okay. So we have that. We're gonna go down like this. Okay. Stock top validation candle and rising RSI. I wonder if we looked at this one, would there have been may have been other factors that weren't noticed. We're just going to put an asterisk on that one because I don't necessarily remember if I did everything right on that one. All right. So trade 3, we'll be looking to enter a paper trade here in about 24 minutes. See what that would have done. But we have a good rebound candle here on a little bit higher of volume. See if we can test the 9-period simple moving average or if this is just going to be a bounce off and a fall back down. On the 5-minute, looking like we could see a 3-bar play if we do get a white candle here about this height to the upside. If it closes somewhere around here, if we stay in this range for the next 4 minutes, then a gray one to the downside, you would short through here, or at this wick at the bottom, I would just wait till 25. Because I don't like trading during super high market liquidity here in the first half hour of open. Yeah, I don't like doing the first half hour because, I mean, look at the MACD. It's a mess. You had your line cross and then boom! Had this crazy drop where you went from 81 down to 33. I mean, that's a delta. If you had a delta of 40, that's a $20 loss on an option there. That's a reasonable delta you could get at the money, right? If you looked at delta of about 40 at 47, so you're losing $20 to $25 on a move like that. Along with extrinsic value, I mean, look, here's the line cross, slow enough where you could long it. Perhaps that does something. It's looking just like yesterday. Wick down on open, and we start moving back up. Do we really have enough buyers stepping in? I don't know. But our account is a little bit more prepared this time. Took advantage of a bit of theta yesterday. Also rebounded from some of the implied volatility that was much higher yesterday. Kind of started to die off here in the closes. We weren't shooting through all-time highs like their hair was on fire. But now it's still not subdued by any means. But it's still moving quite a bit. There's a 15-cent move from here to there. Back into the 365 range. Probably could have closed out our calls there. We'll close out our puts up here. And our put spread is worth, we're down $1 on it. 357, 356 is the exit on that one. Look at this uniform run of white candles here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we are going right back up, potentially filling this in, going all the way up to 67, 68. That level is a resistance point that we tested here in the pre-market, basically after midnight. Which was 1 Eastern, so either way, they were kind of jumbled up here, so I don't think it matters what time zone you go by. Eastern, Central, Pacific, was it Mountain Time, whatever the other one is. Mountain Standard, okay. There's Pacific, there's Atlantic, Alaska Standard Time, and Hawaii Aleutian. I don't know how to pronounce that. So we'll wait for, see how low was this MACD? 58. So it's below 50. 0.13. So I think 0.05 at this level would have been a good enough move for us to long it. But this is in pre-market, so you're not going to see as good of moves as when there's a lot of stuff like this to the upside here. Robinhood's lack of commissions is very helpful. Let's see. Alrighty, we had a wick down to the 9-period SMA, bounce back up, kind of floating around the 180 period simple moving average. We'll see whether the buyers or sellers are going to give this place up. Looks like we had some big sell volume there. There's a resistance level I'm watching. Let's see if we watch the... See, I had a channel labeled on here, but they broke out of the channel, and that's not what I wanted. That might be a good one. Extend to the right. So now that level is getting up to the 357, almost 358 level right now. About $7 away from here, if that's going to be a support level for you. You're obviously going to be waiting for a confirmation below here before you want to short anything. But this strategy that I have, I might try on multiple timelines. Back up, we're about 12 minutes into open. We're going to go check Ally Bank. They're probably not going to show me much because it hasn't been 15 minutes into open yet. Log in. Okay. I don't think I can allow myself to really buy anything more with the savings account. I have to wait a bit longer till I can get over 25K before I start, doing this type of stuff. Because I really like doing credit spreads. I really do. But TD Ameritrade has not approved me for those, and I've been trying to get to them. It's kind of been my part. I've been lazy. I've been talking about it the whole time I've been on stream. I just need to back up and send him a message. I sent him a couple, but I think I did it through the wrong platform. Anyway. Today, though, we're going to see the options are going to change today. Today's gain-loss has not changed yet. But we do have, it looks like we actually have a couple of condors that we exited out of the put sides on yesterday when they got towards all-time highs. And that was nice because we made some money on those. Put spread up to $14, so we're down 3 on it, but the calls were down 6 on, so we kind of basically pinned ourselves into a corner. Sales forced to buy Slack. Oh, we knew that. Okay. Very interesting. I'm thinking of a couple more complicated strategies that I could use. Not complicated, advanced strategies that I could use for opening and closing iron condors. If implied volatility is above a certain level, open the condor. When each side separately gets down to, say, this percentage of gain. So if we opened a one for 80, we'd close out at about 16, right? That would be 80% profit, 75%, 80%. I think I'll do 80, do 75 maybe, because it's kind of having something twice. Kind of like doing numbers that I can cut in half twice. So 100, 4, you can cut in half twice, and then get whole numbers 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48, 52, 56, 60, so on and so forth. Those are numbers I think you can cut in half twice. Let's see, 56 divided by 2 divided by 2. I think it's any multiple of 4. 56 divided by 2 divided by 2 equals 14. Yep, so it's basically any multiple of 4 you can cut in half twice. Anything multiple of 8 you can cut in half 3 times. Anything multiple of 16 you can cut in half 4 times. So that would be kind of like if you had a strategy where you wanted to be able to take out half your profit 3 separate times, you'd want to do at least 16 options or spreads, whatever you're doing, shares, whatever. Getting there. SPY's a very tricky stock here. They did wick below that pre-market low, but they've bounced hard off of it. They're up 50 cents off that. See if they stay up there, or are they going to try to fall? Indices are trading lower. Stocks dip. Let's see. Ooh, New York business conditions for November. 44.2% versus 56.1% prior. Indices are trading lower. Stocks dip following December. Strong start to December amid COVID-19 vaccine hopes, weakness in sales force, profit taking, stimulus uncertainty, and a slowdown in November U.S. hiring have weighed on markets for the session. Well said. Been about 17 minutes here. We can check Ally and see where our account is for today. We're up. Let's see if I can calculate the percentage on this. We're up about 1%, I think, or 0.5%. I'm not even using the whole account currently, so I might enter something else. VIX is down to 21. That's the lowest we've seen VIX in a while. They're actually even lower yesterday. Gonna watch and see if they can hold below that 9-period simple moving average. Our first attempt to get into what could be a trade that would go by my criteria would probably have to be a downward trend for the next 10 minutes, wait for a reversal, and then long, somewhere around, I don't know, 10 or something. We'll wait and see. That'd be 10:10 Eastern or 9:10 Central my time. That's a guess, just throwing it out there. It could be 9:10. Okay. Let's see here. We're not going to do that one. Okay. That looks pretty. I think we'll do that. Wick back above the 9-period simple moving average here. They're wicking, they're getting close, but so we're up 1.59% on the small account now. Now that we're kind of dipping, that's going to make the put spread go up. But I'm going to hold on to that because I'm still at a $4 loss on that. I kind of opened it up kind of high here out of uncertainty. I probably should not have done that. But that's okay. We'll just we'll hold it. If they stay above 357 by the end of next week, or we wait for a good bounce off, we can probably get after some theta, some profit on that. Unless I don't think it's worth my time. Is it worth my time? I don't know. I'll put in an order to close it at 13, which would be a $3 loss. But that gives me a chance to potentially enter a trade later today. It's currently valued at 15, so it might not get filled today. Workhorse shares fall on delayed USPS decision. Yeah. Waited quite a while for that. Okay, we are about 10 minutes away from when we can open our trade window. I'm going to go grab some water real quick. Give me just a sec here. I've returned. Shoot, man, I need to clean my room. I'll clean my room when I get 1,000 subs. That's the end of it. Okay, there's your turn to the upside. A little bit too early for us to consider a long here, so we wanted to wait about 8 more minutes. But now they are turning back to the upside. That could give us a chance to close our puts for a profit. Aha, we got it filled. Okay. Put spread filled for 13, so took a $3 loss, but that's because I think I can make more than $3 on a different spread, which is probably the case. I have a $2 wide call spread, though, on one thing. I think I want to potentially close out part of that spread. And hey, maybe we could look into trading a calendar. You could sell a calendar, I think. 100,000 people in Russia have already been vaccinated. Oh, with the Sputnik stuff? I don't even know anymore. Oh, my account balance is showing $0. Oh, you can't look at that. I don't have my money in here. I have it in Ally and Robinhood. These watch lists on the side are currently identical. I'm not really looking at them right now because I want to trade SPY instead. Oh, is our audio even working here? What was that? So there's another wick up for SPY here, testing a new high potentially. We'll watch that. But let's pull up our trade checklist again. We want the line cross to occur at 0.5 points or more above or below the zero line. So a line here would not have counted. Cross here would not have counted. Right here would have counted. And the RSI would have dropped by 5 right there. So that's your stop. But we don't do it in the first 30 minutes. New high there. So I think a line cross here, if you get a line cross at about 0.05, which is about here, just about there, is a high enough level where you can short it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this chart here. I'm going to take the MACD. I'm going to make it absolutely enormous high. And then we can chart about 0.5. Right about there. Okay. We're going to go to drawing tools. Right there. And the 0.5 on this side. Just about there. And then we can change the color of the line once we get back to the other chart. But for now, I'm going to make this back down to its default. I don't even know how to make it the default height anymore, but I just need to move them back down now. So there's your 1 minute again. Let's go back to the flexible grid. There we go. So there's our lines. We can see I'm going to make them a different color, a bit softer of a color. I'm going to command click those, edit properties. Zero line will make the medium gray. Zero line will make again the medium gray. That's the line above and below which we need the line cross to occur. Actually, I want that to be a little bit, can you like make transparency? Something like that. Because I want to make sure my line cross happens above my entry point. And when you zoom out, you can see that, yep, here's the line cross there, 0.5. Okay. Got about 2 minutes here, and then we can start looking into a trade. I think a line cross to the downside is going to be our first move. I was wondering if it would be we trend down long enough and then go up, but I think it's a trend up and then we'll go down, and that's when we would potentially short. So what we're going to do is we're going to get SPY option chain ready, and we're just going to document what the price was. We're going to do weeklies. And then if we were to go down, you'd be long in the 366 put, selling the 365, shorting that. Right now that's valued at 46, so we'll watch that. Just going to wait for a turn down to the downside before we do anything. So testing that green top, that's a top where if they break through, they'll go to the upside. But I'm going to wait for the short. So we're going to have our line cross occur most likely above that level that we need, 0.05, which is right here. Then we're going to wait for a full candle to open below this 9-period SMA, so potentially 2 candles after this one. If it does slow down, and the RSI will need to stay above 50, and that's when we would enter a short. And we'll try this strategy here again. So we'll wait for this next candle. Hopefully this next candle opens above, below the, we want this one to close below, but it doesn't look like we will. We have about 15 seconds. Maybe it'll close below. We'll see. I want to drop about 5 more cents to see a convincing candle to open below. Right about there would be nice, actually. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we got a new open below. So, if this next candle, that wasn't good at all. I might wait for that. We'll see where this one wants to go. I want to wait for a candle to open full below. If we close down at the 365 level, we'd short. So I want to, do I count the wick or no? You know what? No, we wouldn't enter it yet because we don't have the MACD line cross yet. Also, it's still not done. What the heck? Correction. New York business conditions reading for October was 65%. Wait, what? For October was 6. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so it was less. They had to correct that. Okay, got it. That is not the open above that we wanted. There's an open above again, so let's not. There's the reason why I use the 3-bar MACD stop is to indicate a slow of momentum. So if that were to happen before the RSI drops, you're like, okay, let's get out after a few minutes. But it looks like we're not ready to cross yet, but that line cross looks like it will definitely happen above that entry level that we want. We jumped up about $1 from the bottom there. 31. This could be our one to open below. We got about 15 seconds on this one. Hopefully we get an open down there. We'll watch closely. 5 seconds. See if we close below. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we got our open. So, if this one closes below, we'll short on this guy. If it goes back above by a few cents, we'll wait another minute on it. But we're going to document what the debit spread is worth, what the at-the-money naked long is, and what the out-of-the-money naked long is. Those are both just the 2 legs of our spread. So we can kind of document that all at the same time. We'll see if this one, that's really close. I don't know if I like that one. I'm going to wait for the line cross. Next candle, maybe. 2 more candles. You got to wait for that MACD line cross, too. I need that, too. If I don't get that, then this isn't a solid trade. It's not everything that I want. And yeah, we're going back above the 9-period simple moving average again. We are putting in a floor of 365.20. Now we have a new open above. Crap, man. Lines are getting closer, starting. This looks just like this. when it's about to cross and they decide, you know what, we're going to stay like a couple millimeters apart for another week. Another week and a half. How about that? That's so annoying. Are we going to get another candle to close below? This is such a weird on and off pattern here on SPY. 15 seconds, we could see another one to open below. This next open, we might see the cross. Not sure. Few seconds, 5 seconds. Open above. Okay. Not going to be this next candle. There's your MACD line cross, though. This one I might count if it finishes below 20. Okay. My entry would be at the top of 10.07. I said about 10.10 is when I wanted to get into a trade, but I want it to be off a long. 25 seconds, and then we'll enter this. Trying to chew through the 365.19 level. Document the prices. Debit spread's currently worth 48 cents. We'll see what it's worth here in about 10 seconds. It's up to 49. Missing a bit of the trade, but I want to wait for that open anyway. 3, 2, 1. There's your open. 49, 256, 207. 49, 256, 207. Okay, 49, 256, 207. 256 and 207. And we'll see which way it goes. So, RSI immediately drops down to about 46. So our stop on the RSI would be about 51, 52. I'll wait for 52 flat. We'll see if we get a big enough drop. I'm thinking that we should kind of have an exponential moving average for the RSI, as a little bounce back like this is kind of inevitable when you have a drop like that. So I don't know if I want to. You see, my RSI would be my stop right here at 52 if they keep going up. My RSI stop should be... See, because RSI would stop me out right there. And that would be for basically a $5 loss on everything. So that would be your loss there. I'm going to keep holding and see what happens with the other ones. There's an open back above. If this one closes above the 9-period SMA, you're stopped out for good. But we'll wait and see if we bounce off of it and start to trend down. Because you have the MACD line cross, you have the high RSI. But it dips so fast. Almost looks like a 3-bar play here where you'd short through 365.05. There you go. Now you're back up into the positive territory here. I want the candle to open right about there. Let's see. We have about 20 seconds left on this candle. We want this one to open about there, about the 10-cent level. 365.10 would be a good open. And we open at, is that 10? Guess what price level that is, folks. Wait, it is white though. I don't know if I want the RSI would have stopped you out. So we'll see if our RSI stop would have helped us. Because our RSI stop would have given us a loss on the debit spread of like $1. We had the MACD line cross high enough. Let me graph out where our entry would have been. Go to 40. Go down to, let's go to 90. 90 and then a 90-degree angle for this line. I want it to be 50 cents wide. I think the RSI squeeze could be adjusted a bit. So that's your entry. You would have entered right there. We haven't had any candle open or close above this 9-period SMA yet. I might have just, no, we have about, maybe we need a certain RSI level where if the level raises back up to 55, that's where you get out, because that happened there. I'm doing all this testing real time. I really don't know what's going to be best here. So we are trying to open back above. We have about 10 seconds left on this candle. Unless we wick down, this would be another stop. Again, I'm not in this trade, not a financial advisor, just real-time testing a new trade strategy that I have. And you got a candle to open above. So that would be a validation candle. That would be your last stop. 243, 196.47. 243, 196, and 47. So the debit spread would have lost you $2. The at the money naked long would have lost you 13. And the out of the money naked long would have lost you 207 to 196, only 11. But these are for the Friday ones. I never do the ones that expire on the day of. It's also harder to look at those on Robinhood, but so you would have been stopped out right there. So RSI would have stopped us out. See, it's duplicate drawing. RSI would have stopped us out here, would have protected us. RSI would have stopped us. And it would have saved us. Okay. This doesn't mean that I won't try to re-enter the short if they try to turn again. Here on the 5-minute, they might have a bit to go down. Now, if the 5-minute MACD isn't high enough, I'm not doing a trade where I'd hold it for, let's see, it would be an hour and 40 minutes at the most. No, it would be 50 minutes, excuse me, because your 10 5-minute candles is the longest you would hold the trade for. For instance, right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Within the first 10 candles, your max profit realization is gone. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you could do 7, 8, 9, 10. Your max profit is normally realized within the first 10 candles of your entry. So if it's unusually high, so here would be your confirmation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's realized at the 10th candle. I think I've looked at some of these before. This would kind of count as your open. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It was realized on the 8th candle here, 9, 10. And then you've immediately started 1, 2, 3. You could arguably be tested there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If it wasn't here, 9, 10. And then you had here, which may have been more realization, this one too, but this is a very uncharacteristic move by SPY. I do think that would have been the highest, depending on where we open, because that is a very, very parabolic move. Not parabolic, straight line. That would have been a really, really good move there. So we'll wait for potentially another entry. The MACD is still high enough, but the RSI is getting lower to 50, so we might not have another shot. Might have to wait for a downturn. Okay. There's a close down below again. Would you count this guy? Let's just do it, right? See, okay, nope, not that. Never mind. MACD still trying to hold up. The RSI was lower there, 52 for a bit. But that wick above means this cannot be your confirmation candle. I don't see any other patterns here. Could make an argument for a wedge here. Line channel there, maybe starting at the base of this candle, moving up to there. I wonder if we're going to see a line cross above the zero line going back up still. The 5 minutes obviously not done. Might need a bit longer of a run up to the upside before we see a potential reversal, but I want to see how they interact with the 365.70 level, or the 65. 65 cents. We'll watch that one. Okay. Yeah, open back above. The MACD line cross that's about to occur here is actually too high. So is the RSI, so this would not be a long entry. Wait for a close below. Now, I don't know if I would try to short through a confirmation to the downside, as the RSI is getting pretty low. It might be below 50 at the time of your short. Don't see anything. Just waiting for a turnaround, please. Let's see here. Not seeing anything there. There's what we could see for an open below. I'd probably wait for the candle after this to open and close, and then I would short. Yeah, that's not what we wanted. What I wanted there. All right, here's an open. 45 seconds and we'll enter a short. The MACD line cross happened back here, but we are still above the 0 line, so I think this would be fine. RSI is really close. I wanted to maybe rise up a tiny bit, and then I would get in on this. Okay, let's get this one. Trade number 4. 25 seconds. Right about there would be great, because you're at 50.87. As long as you don't break that new low, your RSI is going to be above 50, and that would be just enough to get in. And it's the exact same trade we did before. We'll see if they wick back above. If this one closes white, this will not be my entry. Unless it's like almost a doji. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's an open we want. 245, 196.46. 245, 196.46. 245, 196.46. 245, 196.46. And we'll watch that. RSI rising to 60 could be a stop. Would 60 be a good lenient stop? So we've risen 5. Would this have been a good stop? We're going to add in a bar graph. Column here. So that looks like the opening of a validation candle. Okay. So if we were validated out by RSI win percentage, and that's going to mean if we ignore the RSI, do we win? So here's our W column, here's our L column. We'll do if you exit and if you hold. RSI win percentage, hold through stop. Trade 1, 2, trade 3. So what is the max profit we could realize if we, let's see, add row below. below. Let's keep going. That one I didn't like because the MACD line's crossed way back here. So I do need to make sure that that is a common rule. But I have to do all of the little things have to work together. Good. McConnell says Democrats signaling good faith on aid efforts. Don't see anything there. Yeah, there's your validation candle. Now, this first one we can't count because I didn't look at what the price of the spread was. If you did that, see if we did. I think I'll do debit spreads to start out. Let's just say what debit spreads were. I don't even know what it was. If you held... Basically, if we say, if you hold until next stop. I'm going to do a lot of trade analysis here. Yeah, that wouldn't have been good. Okay. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, so not everything lined up for the trade. And again, while we weren't actually in the trade, we would have seen that it would have lost some. There's your new breakout, new highs today. So those puts would have not been good at all. Let's see what our account is now worth. Our account's back down a bit, only up 1% now. We did exit that put spread for cheap, though. So this Iron Condor was down $3. This one expires on December 11th, so 2 Fridays, 3 Fridays on that Iron Condor. I think with this, we want to enter a new Condor now. Trade SPY, I think we'll do December 16th, potentially. Let's do 16th. So call. Where we get 10% credit on each side. That would be the 380 call. December 18th. No. 16th. We can sell the 380 call, buy the 381 call. On the put side, can we get down to 50? We can. 350, 349. 18 cents. Let's try to fill at 18. See if we got a fill on that guy. We did. Good. Okay. It's worth 1 cent less now. Okay, but that's fine. Up 1.5%. I'd like to stay above the 500 mark for today, and then after a week of work, I think I'll deposit into the mini and just get that guy up to 1,000, and then we'll see where we go from there. because I want to have at least 1,000 in that little account. So there's your new high. We'll see if they want to hold above that. Could be a potential for another short because the MACD lines are crossed back up to the upside. So we'll see if we'll get our confirmation entry back down to the downside. And to see if maybe we need the 5-minute confirmation to also confirm us in that direction. Watching this new top level, I think I'll move this up. 75. That'll be a new high, I think. We'll wait for that line cross might happen above our line that we want. So could be a short. We'll wait. Again, if we were to do it, let's see what the line cross would be. December 4th is what we would do. We would buy the, let's see if they're at 365. We would be buying the 366 put, selling the 365 put, just like last time. That spread's worth about $45 right now. Still waiting for a play to the downside. I'm going to wait for potentially if we get a drop down candle here, that would be your sign where the close of the candle after that would be your entry. Now I'm going to erase what we did for this last test, not because I didn't like it, but because I didn't even follow the instructions on the trade. I tried to short here, I think it was. If I listened to the RSI, I would have made profit. Or at least I would have gotten out much safer. All right, there's one to open below. MACD line cross, RSI above 50. I'm going to wait. If we wick up above this, I don't know if I'm going to like this candle, but this could be our go. Got the money debit spread ready. I think I'll wait for one more to open, I think. If you're not sure, I mean, if it wicks above, then I think you're better off not. Yeah, I don't like that. Oh, man. If we don't get across in the next few minutes, this is just another messy MACD that I'm not even going to touch. Yeah, open back above. Go, could have a close, the one after this guy. About 20 seconds, see if this next candle closes below. A little frustrating. I want to see something good here. 10 seconds, see if we can stay below 60. 55, maybe 50 would be a good close. All right, there's your open. And we're immediately wicking back up. If this one closes below, this will be the entry of the short. Wait about 60 seconds and see if this is what we're going to get. The debit spread is worth 46 cents right now. That's what the mid is. I'd love to see a gray candle on this move, though. 2 grays in a row would be nice. 15 seconds. More like, no, now it's 15. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's an entry. 46, 230, 184. 46, 230, 184. We'll see what happens there. If the RSI rises up to 57, we stop. We'll see what the debit spread would be worth if we exited if the RSI rises to 58, I think we'll make the stop. That's the lowest we got here, about 52. So 57 would be your stop. Let's move it up to 58 and see what it does there. I think 5 is better. 56, close to 57. It's really close to 57. Down to 55. If it goes up to 57, we'll immediately get stopped out. See what the price would have been there. It's really close. This stop is playing really close to this right now. Now we're back down to 55.8. Probably going back to 56. Yep. 57. 44. If you exit, you would have taken 44 cents. The next stop would be the third weakening MACD bar or a candle to open above here, which is probably what this would have been as well. Yep, right there. 225, 179. 225, 179. And this would have been 44. Would have also been 44. So this one, we're going to add another column to the right of this. Add column after. Difference in P&L would be 0 in this case. Minus commissions would be about $3. There we go. Let's say about commissions. After commissions, we lose about $3. Negative $3. Oh, after commissions, I mean, add column after. We'll do P&L. Zero. And that's messy. So you have the difference in P&L, and then we need the difference in P&L, and then the other one is I think difference in P&L should go on this one. So they have the difference in P&L there, but then we also need the let's see, P&L after commissions. After commissions. And then put that in. Minus 300. This one would have also been minus 3, minus $3. Parentheses. Okay. And there's new day highs. Good for them. Stupid. Okay. We'll wait for the 5-minute MACD cross then, I guess. So the problem is we're not getting anything here. Maybe the RSI had to be, maybe like I said, above 70 in order for the short to work. There's got to be a way I can use like a SPY scanner on this, where then I go and look at it, see if that would be a good entry. Anyways, I'm going to have, again, I'm revising more and more of this. It's going to be great. Let's see here. I knew highs you want to wait for. Drop down. RSI needs to be over 70, perhaps. There's a drop back down. MACD's high, but I think what we need to do is wait for the RSI to be above a certain level. Potentially it needs to have been dropping from over 70, or it needs to be over 60 for our entry. Waiting for a bigger turnaround here on the 5-minute MACD too. So there's your line cross, but it is above 50. Okay, there's an open below. We could potentially try this one for a short, see what our math would give us. This one's not necessarily a great one, but we'll watch. Boom, right there. Shoot, I don't have the thing open. Put. We'd be selling this put, buying this put. Give or take $1. 230, 184.46. 230, 184.46. 230, 184.46. 230, 184.46. 46. And that is calculating 46 is the price of the debit spread, 230 is the price of the long option, and 184 is the price of the short option. The reason why I'm doing all of those is because I'd also like to know, after commissions, potentially if just longing either of those options naked would have been a better strategy. Actually, I think at 45. It ticked up to 46. Let's put it at 45. Because it actually was 46 down here, 47 here. So probably back up here could have been 45. There's an entry. So let's RSI is down to 44. So the RSI was a bit low, but we'll still back test this anyway. See if we need the RSI to change. Let's duplicate this drawing. I think we already had it duplicated there. We're going to short there. And then we'll see what happens. We got our RSI down to 42, so we'd buy it back at 47. I don't know how low it got here. 47 would be the exit for the RSI. RSI is at 44. Again, if it doesn't get back up to 47, this would just be a short. We'll see how long this goes. So this was your first full candle to open below, unless you count this wick, but I just wanted to count this one because it's a solid one. Then you short here. I kind of got the prices off a little bit. I think they might have been a couple cents cheaper at the time of the short, but that's okay. We're just going to see about what it was here. This is trade number 5 that we're trying on here. 0 point would probably be 40 something on the 0.40. RSI is at 46. I don't know if it ticked up to 47 when I wasn't looking, but we'll keep watching. 42, the RSI dropped down to 42, which would have made that our stop. 45, 46, 45, we're going to go back up to 46, yes. 47, okay, that's our stop. 46, 226, 181. Did I say 226, 181? We actually would have, at that very point, we would have lost 4 on that one, lost 3 on that one. So we would have made a penny or $1 if we listened to that. Would have sold it for 46. But we're also going to factor in what happens if we don't sell it and wait for our next stop, which would be a third weakening MACD bar or a candle to close above the 9-period simple moving average. So we're watching the MACD here. If this candle opens weak, or we have a candle open above this, we'll see what happens there. This was not a super solid entry because we had the line cross happen back here. But we'll see where this candle closes. We have about 10 seconds left on this. And we'll see where this candle wants to close. Is it going to be a bounce off or is it going to be open above? It looks like it might be an open above. Yes, that's an open above. We'll count that as an open above. You'd be out at 45, 224, 179. 45. We're just going to do 45 here. So it would have been a $1 loss. Actually, no, it would have been break even. So after commissions, we have to subtract $3, so it would be -2 because we did not get great fill. This one after commissions, you would have lost $4. So I'm going to see would waiting for the RSI have helped us. There's your third weakening MACD bar. See if that one closes strong. We're actually, let's add a third column and be what would happen if you waited for the next stop. Add column after. If you hold until last stop after commissions. There's your third weakening MACD bar, so that would have been another stop. And then we'll do another one for max profit. Max profit over 10-minute time frame. Over 10 candle time frame. What would you have realized? So if you held until your stop loss, if you hold until the last stop, which was the MACD, you would have also sold out at 44. But that's on that one, 0.44. So that would be a loss of $5. 0.44. A loss of $5. And then max profit, what's the most it gets up to? Right now it's at 46. A dollar sign 0.46. And we'll change that accordingly based on how high it goes. If you ever get a tick up to 47, we're going to count that. But we are now, it would be 7 minutes into the trade. Maybe there's a potential to say wait at least 4 minutes. Wait a certain amount of time. How many candle openings do you want to wait to potentially not get stopped out? Let's click down here. If this shows up on there. We have about an hour left on stream, doing a bit more back testing. Ticked back up to 46 now. What's the max profit we could have realized there? Would you have realized 47 there? Let's just say it was 47 there, because I think it... Did I say... I think I said it went up to 47 at one point here. I don't remember. It could have been. So, validation candle and then one to open above is different. $47, which would be at this point, if we bought it for... See, so 45 is what we got in for, so we would need a profit of 48. So currently, it's a loss of $1 is the most we could have made. You want ones where even if you're stopped out, you can make a chunk of change. Waiting for the 5-minute turnaround could be another good one too. A MACD line cross way up here on the 5-minute as a potential long. We'd have to wait for a candle to open separately below here and then short the one after that. I found that to be the one that works for me. I don't know if you want to go against this direction though. So maybe these weren't very strong ones. Max profit we could have gotten is 47, which was 1 minute after. I need to find out some other ways to be a lot more analytical about this. And there's your breakthrough all time. Not all time, that's close. Just new highs. 1.2% on the day now on the mini. Our other accounts with the rising implied volatility now, the VIX probably going down a bit, so that would kind of offset it. Mnuchin says Treasury would support Congress in moving to streamline paycheck protection program forgiveness. Okay. Must be, I don't know if that's unemployment stuff or not. I wouldn't know. I just got a job. Very fortunate, I guess. 265.90. So we have to wait. So we got stopped out of a few because we got desperate. There were a few crosses where I didn't really like it as much. This one would have been a good short if you counted this candle. But we counted this one. We counted a clear one. This wick above 5 cents. I don't know. I don't know about that. All right, I'm going to take a break here in about 10 minutes. I want to wait for a 5-minute cross to the downside, but I'm not seeing anything. New highs, skadoosh. Yeah, new highs. I wouldn't touch this for a bit. RSI needs to be above 70, I think, is what you want to wait for. Need to add a little bit more criteria because none of these were great entries, and they weren't as clean of RSIs as we'd seen before. I think the RSI needs to be above 70 sometime before in the same move. In the last maybe 8 candles, 10 candles. Found support down there, not good. Alright, small long terms up today, not as much as it was down yesterday, so still recovering from that. I'm thinking I could average into some shares of stuff. SPY, definitely not. I want to get some oversold stuff. Alright, take a break real quick. We'll be back in about 5-10 minutes. Let's see, OBS and mute. I have returneth. It's been a while. Sorry, I got a phone call. Let's see. 5-minute chart here. Nothing interesting. Just still running up. Our Robinhood account is doing fine. It's up a little bit on the day, not made up for yesterday. And our long-term account is currently at break even. So the volatility hasn't gone down that much. We're still running up a bit. When was the last time we had... Oh, man. It's gonna... there's a bubble waiting to pop somewhere. He is hopeful of seeing in the next few days, but does not cite progress yet on a compromise. Of course. You just need to add a little bit more information and a little bit more information to get everybody excited. Oh, well. Man, shorting on a COVID deal not going through. I mean, last time that would have made you tons. Huh. Actually, here's where you could have shorted right there. It would have been a short. I don't have what the price was, but we can paper trade that later. See what would have happened. We're just going to duplicate this drawing. Move it up to here. That would have been your open. Short. MACD line cross above here. RSI was up at 70 and falling. Let's add that to the criteria, maybe up to 70. RSI must be at or below 50. Trending in the trade direction. RSI, let's see, we're going to add a new note for RSI. Tab. Dash. Must be above 70 for shorts or below 30 for longs within, let's say, within the last 10 minutes. We'll probably change that. Within the last 10 minutes of trade entry. Must be at or below, see, tab dash. There we go. Stop out would have been here, 49. Would have been stopped out. We got to change a little bit more stuff on here. We need to also be trading in the same market direction. Let's see, we're going to, if we make this specific enough, then we will also, see, this would be a buyback. Edit properties, green. That would have been your first short. Would have been your first stop loss. Your next stop loss is your confirmation candle, so the close of that. And then your third one would be the third weakening MACD bar. So let's just, if you looked at the 5-minute, you want to trade in the direction of the 5-minute, I think is what you want to do. Duplicate drawing. We would have taken more profit. No more loss here. How are you going to let me do that? Okay. And you got your MACD line cross. So another bar going in that direction would be your next stop. You would have probably taken it by now. RSI is too high currently. Okay, MACD. MACD. Next time frame up must be trending in direction of trade. Next time frame up. Next time frame longer. The next must be trending in direction of the trade. So we got your 5-minute MACD trending in the direction of the trade. Then you're probably going to have later today, we'd have a short. I think later today you would do a short whenever this one has something open below. That could be your 5-minute short to the downside. Your 1-hour MACD is wanting to line cross, but it's right at the 0 line, so I don't know if that's going to be very credible. You do have stimulus stuff coming up where people are going to be buying in. People will regain confidence. They can gather. They can have a positive effect on the economy. This path is uncertain. We're still learning by vaccine efficacy. Speed of rollout. Yep. Well, you got your new highs here. Your third weakening MACD bar would be there, so you would have been stopped out here, here, and here. So that was a horrible one. So we need to line up some other stuff where we would have been more likely to pick the right direction of that trade. Because the 5-minute MACD is trending up, 1-minute MACD is trending up. We should have waited. We probably could have longed down here. The line cross, was that close enough? This line cross occurred below 0.5, and then your long would have been here. So you would have cooled off for a bit. Your RSI would have gone from 59 down to 54, so that would have been a stop. 52 there. So we might have to move the RSI stop a little bit, maybe to 6, because that would have made you money here. You got a candle to close below, but then it kept going up. 3 weakening MACD bars, you would have taken profit here. Dropping the RSI by 5 would have taken profit right about here, which is pretty good. But if you held until the last thing, which would be a MACD line cross against your direction, you would have been way up here, or a validation candle. I think 3 weakening MACD bars is a really good one. The 5-point RSI drop is going to be really tight. You got your first candle to open above that low, that new high was positive, but now it's a negative candle. It's gray, trying to fall back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This would be your 10th candle. Your profit, well, your P&L would probably be break even, if not losing money at this point. Waiting for the 5-minute MACD cross. Maybe want it to be higher on 5-minute. bin keep falling out of the cabinet? What the heck? It's the same one that fell out of the closet earlier. So I think the next thing we're waiting for is 5 minutes. .5 minutes still going. So I'm gonna keep waiting for that to go up. We'll short it on a reversal. I'm gonna wait for this fail down below this level again. I want to see a fail back below this level. That would be nice, but not in position for a short. No, not yet. Wait for the 5 minute. back up above that resistance level. Still waiting for this reversal. I'm going to wait for a 5-minute candle to close below. Could be another 10-20 minutes, maybe even longer. Okay, done with that. Done with that. Okay. So I'm going to wait for a 5-minute reversal, and then we're going to try trading this on the 5-minute. We'll see what happens there. Kind of turning into a mess. I need to make a spreadsheet. What's that? So they're still going higher. I'm not liking this. I think I'm just going to end stream today because I don't think we're going to get that reversal in the next 20 minutes. If we do, MACD line cross, I'll short after the next candle to confirm below the 9-period simple moving average, and we'll add that to our back test. As for entering actual trades, I might trade some call spreads, but it looks like that's going to be killing our little Robinhood account. It's down, no, it's up $4 today still, but it was up 14 earlier, so. We'll keep waiting though. We're good on these. We're already a little bit overloaded on the call side, so we're getting a bit close to that. Anyways, that'll be it for today, I think. I'll wait and trade this 5-minute, but yeah, not seeing anything else. Alrighty. Until tomorrow, I'll see you guys next time.